Building an AI YouTube channel until it buys me a Ferrari part 2. Now, you guys loved the first episode, and obviously we've started getting some decent progress on our brand new channel. Now, if you guys don't know the channel we were kind of replicating, it was this guy here, Three-Eyed Theorist. He essentially posts ultra long form videos in the Game of Thrones what if niche. And obviously, if we go ahead and check his view stats profile, he's pulling in about 1.2 million views a month with an RPM of about $10. So the guy that we're trying to kind of copy is currently doing about $12,000 in revenue. Now, you might be saying, well, what differentiates the channel you've been working on versus his? And of course, I'll go ahead and show you now. So of course, we have Throne Theorist, very similar content. We posted about 3 times so far, and we're finally starting to see some decent results in the ultra long form space. Now, of course, the biggest differentiator is the fact that he's posting like 25 to 40-minute videos, and obviously our videos are closer to 2 hours long. So of course, the RPM on our content is going to be double, if not triple his RPM. So while we might not be getting the same amount of views as him, once we do kind of get this channel going to where I want it to be, and we're averaging about 300k views a month with a $25 RPM, we should have this channel sitting at about $7,500 a month. Now, you might be wondering, well, what have you done to really start working on the channel in the past? Let's start going through the analytics. Of course, we've posted about 3 times so far. We've got some decent results. As you can see, we're finally starting to get some traction in the ultra long form space. Of course, all the views are coming from browse features, which is exactly what we want, as well as suggested. And of course, the AVD really isn't too bad. We've got about 9-minute average view duration on this ultra long form content. Realistically, we want to be pushing for about 25 minutes if we really want to see this going viral. But of course, this channel is brand new, so we really can't expect YouTube to have found the optimal audience yet, though the suggested views are actually having a 15-minute AVD. And again, guys, if you're wondering, the videos we're actually making on this channel were made in 5 minutes using my software Produce.so, which can literally generate ultra long form videos in actual minutes. And I'm going to be showing you the entire process of how we're going to get the next 10 videos ready to go in today's video. Again, looking at these analytics, it honestly looks quite promising. 15-minute AVD on the suggested views, so we're really just waiting for this to go up. Of course, the CTR could be a little bit better. When it comes to suggested, 1.7% really isn't that bad, but we do want to be pushing for that 3 to 5% mark. And of course, on browse, in an ultra long form space, 7% isn't too bad either, but I definitely do think we can get this quite a bit higher. Now, looking at the video itself, we're starting to do a little bit of views, but I really think what our plan should be at the moment is honestly doubling down and getting this channel scaling to where we have 10 videos ready to go. And guys, of course, if you want to join my public Discord server, that's discord.gg/1%. Once again, a super cool networking environment. Figured I'd give that a bit of a plug before we get into today's video. And again, this is not financial advice. It's simply me giving my opinion on the current state of YouTube and kind of sharing my results. Now, this is the plan for today's video and for part 2 of this series. I want to schedule ahead and get the next 10 videos ready in advance so we're ready to go until the next update video. So what's first? We need to get the next 10 videos done. So first things first, we kind of need to come up with the idea of these videos. So I'm going to make a brand new Google document. We're going to call this Throne Theorist. Now, heading back to Three-Eyed Theorist, we're simply going to take a screenshot of his most recent 20 videos and we're going to head over to ChatGPT. And all I went ahead and said was, I'm currently copying this Game of Thrones what if channel. Make me 30 video ideas in the Game of Thrones what if niche that caters to the fandom and is optimized for CTR and that isn't too confusing. Now, or simply by going ahead and pasting this in, once again, make sure you are actually uploading the image of the channel itself because ChatGPT will actually analyze all of that. And here we go. It's given us a ton of ideas. So we're going to go ahead and read through these. I've seen a little bit of Game of Thrones, so I vaguely know what works, but let me go ahead and give this a bit of a read. And here we go. I think I've picked out about 5 really promising ideas that we can use for the next 5 videos on this channel. So of course, we have what if Jon Snow was revealed as a Targaryen in season 1? What if Ned Stark escaped King's Landing? Just a bunch of really good ideas. So of course, we've got our next 5 videos ready to go on the Throne Theorist channel. And all that's next is of course generating the scripts and doing the packaging. Now, I've actually got our most recent script completely done. As you can see here, I actually started generating this about 30 minutes ago. So let's see how this turned out. Now, this is literally all I said was I pasted in this prompt, write a YouTube video script of at least 12,000 words, plan your structure to guarantee this length. Go ahead and copy this if you guys want to kind of replicate the script I used. In terms of the text file, I literally just pasted in Three-Eyed Theorist, his video transcript. You can get this by looking up YouTube video transcript. Pasted that in, and here we go. It gave us our entire script. So what we want to actually do is make sure that this video script is quite long. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that, and we're going to look up script timer. Now, by pasting this in and saying script timer and word count, it's essentially going to tell us how long this script is in voiceover time. And perfect, we are sitting at just over 2 hours worth of voiceover time. So I want to head over to Gen AI Pro just so we can get this video ready to go while we're working on everything else. The video idea we did was what if Robert Baratheon survived the boar? Essentially, if you guys don't know Game of Thrones lore, Robert Baratheon was the king and he essentially died to a bear. So that was today's video. Let me go ahead and sign in. And again, if you guys don't know what Gen AI Pro is, let me just say I'm not sponsored by them. It's just essentially like an 11 Labs replica. We can get really cheap 11 Labs credits. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and paste in this script. Let's go ahead and use the exact same kind of settings we used previously. I'll go ahead and press create voice and 110,000 credits, just like that. Now, while we're waiting for this, let's get the next 5 videos ready to go. So of course, we know the next video we have on our list is what if Robert Baratheon survived the boar? Now, I'm going to show you exactly what thumbnail we already made for this video. And this was the thumbnail we made. What if Robert Baratheon survived the boar? Full movie. We already have the thumbnail perfect. Now, you might be saying, well, how the hell did you do this? Let me say this thumbnail is 100% AI, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do this for the next 5 video ideas. Now, I personally use vidIQ. You guys can use anything. vidIQ is completely free, but once again, it is completely up to you. So let's go ahead and do this idea. What if Jon Snow was revealed as a Targaryen in season 1? Let's go ahead and copy our video title. Now we're going to need a reference. Let's see if there's any thumbnails that are kind of similar to what we're trying to do for the 3i Theorist channel. And here we go. I think this one right here is kind of good. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and share the URL. I'm going to head back to vidIQ. I'm going to paste in this URL as a reference image. And there we go. It's got the thumbnail. And now we'll write up a prompt. So all I've said is copy this thumbnail style for the Game of Thrones what if niche, but for the idea, what if Jon Snow was revealed as a Targaryen in season 1, then have Jon Snow with blonde hair sitting on a chair in the Game of Thrones, with a crown on and a dragon perch on his shoulder. Keep it consistent with Game of Thrones. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in about 3 times just so we have a good amount of sample size to actually make this thumbnail, and I'll show you what it actually makes for us. And guys, really quickly, what I'm going to actually do while I'm waiting for this is I'm going to head back to my chat in the Game of Thrones niche. Now guys, this is going to be insane. What I said was I obviously attached the reference thumbnail to ChatGPT, and I said I'm generating thumbnails for Game of Thrones with vidIQ. I need to write up prompts using the attached image as reference. Here's an example of a prompt I wrote up for the idea, and then I used the idea we just did and I sent it the prompt I wrote up. And now I said, write me the thumbnail prompts to give for the rest of our ideas on our list. Then I of course attach those. Now by using this, we don't need to actually write up a prompt every time. It's going to give us the exact prompt we can use that makes sense for that title. And guys, look at this. Is this not insane? It literally made us perfect thumbnails. Now all I'm going to say is change the text to, and guys, look at this. Tell me this is not effing insane. We literally have a perfect thumbnail right now in the exact niche we need. I'm going to go ahead and save this and let's head over to Photoshop so we can make this a little bit better CTR wise. So of course, going to the brightness, we can of course increase this a little bit, go ahead and increase the saturation slightly. And what this is going to do is make us a insanely optimized CTR based thumbnail. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and let's make a brand new folder on our desktop. I'm going to call this Throne Theorist. Now, of course, we're going to make a new folder inside of that and say upcoming videos. And just like that, I've gone ahead and pasted in our recent video thumbnail that we just made, which is of course going to be what if Jon Snow was a Targaryen. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And now we essentially have our first video on this 5 list completely ready to go. Now it's gone ahead and given us kind of the prompts to actually create all the rest of the thumbnails. So let's go ahead and make these right now. And by the way, our script is nearly finished, or our voiceover, I should say, for the first prompt. So we can continue with that right after we finish these thumbnails. So I'm of course going to go ahead and upload the reference prompt we just gave it. And I'm going to start pasting in the references that it gave us. And let's see if any of these are good. And just like that, we've gone ahead and pasted in every single one. And we're simply going to wait for this. And by the way, this one we made was even better than the last one. But for the sake of today's video, let's go with this one just because it gets the point across a little bit better. But guys, this is insane. I don't even know how this is possible or why this is even a thing you can even do on YouTube. And guys, look at that. It generated us the exact thumbnails we needed. So of course we have what if Tywin ruled early. This is a perfect thumbnail. What we can actually do to make this even better is highlight the text itself and say, make the text stand out more, the CTR optimization. And that's obviously going to remake that text to stand out a little bit more. Now, by the way, it was already good, but by doing this, we can make those little subtle changes that make a big difference. And of course we have what if Ned Stark escaped King's Landing full movie. This is once again a perfect thumbnail. Let's go ahead and save that. We'll of course open that in Photoshop and start editing it around a little bit. And now that we've got that perfect, we can once again go ahead and save that to our desktop folder as what if Ned Stark escaped King's Landing, and boom, just like that, we've got the ideas done and the thumbnails done for the next 2 videos. And just like that, it made the text even better on our final idea. So we'll of course go ahead and save this once more, and bang, just like that, we've got the next 3 videos, 3 thumbnails completely done. And now it's on to script writing. So all we're going to do to actually do this script is once again, copy exactly what we wrote last time. We'll go ahead and paste in that same text document, and we'll simply change the what if idea to the first one on our list, which is of course this one right here. Pasting that in, let's go ahead and use deep research. It's going to ask us for clarification on a few different things, and then right after we finish this, it's going to be perfect. And bang, we've gone ahead and said whatever you think is best, and it's going to begin writing this perfectly. It's actually gone ahead, and because we gave it that really optimized prompt, it's kind of planned ahead into how many words each thing is going to be, so it doesn't mess up whatsoever. And our script is now completely done, so we're going to go ahead and actually create the video itself for this idea right here. What if Robert Baratheon survived the war? So we're simply going to head over to produce.so. We're going to go to the video studio, press generate video, and we're going to find our Game of Thrones niche. And by scrolling down a little bit, you can see right here, Game of Thrones. We'll press continue. We'll go ahead and upload our audio file. And while we're waiting for that, we'll go ahead and set the intro buffer to 0, the outro buffer, and we essentially need to choose our target duration. Now we know it's a 2.5 hour script, so we'll go ahead and set that to 2.5 hours. We'll title it as the idea, what if Robert Baratheon survived the war? How long do we want each image to be on the screen for? Let's do 12 seconds. We'll go ahead and upgrade our background music. And again, one thing we actually just added to produce is the ability to upload your own intro video. So essentially an intro that'll play at the start of every single produced video going forward. There we go, we've pasted that in. We're going to press continue. Now we can do our automatic subtitles. We'll go ahead and use the font that we always use, change the color to be this color right here, and perfect. Press continue. There we go. Estimated cost 2.5 hours. We'll press confirm and start generating. And within about 25 minutes, our 2.5 hour video is going to be completely finished. And again, guys, keep in mind, let me just show you the quality of our recent videos that were made entirely with Produce in the exact same way that I've just showed you.
The night is dark and full of theories. What if Tywin Lannister discovered the truth about Jon Snow? Let's explore.
And of course, if we scroll through the video, it is literally different scenes every single time with perfect subtitles. And again, as soon as it's done, and look at that, it's already finished, we can go ahead and upload this directly on our channel. And again, it is a 3-hour-long video. Yes, guys, if you want to go ahead and check out produce.so for yourselves, go ahead and check produce.so and use the promo code RELEASE. It'll give you a 10% off discount for the first 2 people to use it. Again, this tool is effing insane. And if you guys want to join my Discord server, if you're enjoying this series, go ahead and join discord.gg/1%. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you all in part 3.